Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp as we head into a huge night of NBA action on a Wednesday evening. 11 games are in action, 22 teams are on tap this evening, and I have found 3 NBA picks of the day that I feel really good about and willing to release to you for free for my best bets of the day. We'll start it off with a interconference battle between the Memphis Grizzlies and the Toronto Raptors from north of the border, where the Raptors come in as 2.5-point favorites against the Grizzlies, total of 194 points. Now, this one's an interesting spread, I think, just because I thought that the Grizzlies might actually be favored in this game, but Raptors come in as 2.5-point favorites, and despite my itch to take the Grizzlies here, plus the points, I think the total actually has a little bit more value. This total opened up way higher than what it is currently right now, at least 4 or 5 points higher, and even now dropped down to all the way to 194. I think it's actually still a pretty good wager for the under here this evening. 2 of the better defensive teams in the NBA. The Raptors obviously haven't shown it so far this year, but the Grizzlies absolutely have. This is the exact type of game that could get them going. Unders 11-2 in the last 13 games for Toronto versus teams with a winning record, and for the Grizzlies with the same stat against teams with a winning record. Under is cashed in 8 of their last 10, so I actually think that under 194 here is a pretty good play. Next one I have for you is another interconference battle between the Phoenix Suns and the Detroit Pistons. Here where the Pistons come in as a 2-point home underdog, total of 204 points. This one I'm actually going the opposite direction here. Once again, short spread. Could have some value, but I'm going to go away from it, take the total instead here at 204, go with over between these two very offensive-minded teams. Pistons defense has been absolutely atrocious, especially in the middle. Don't know what's going on, but they have one of the biggest front lines in basketball and still one of the worst front court defenses in the NBA. And the Suns obviously have been putting up points with a vengeance. Their guard play is going to completely dissect Detroit tonight. I think there's going to be plenty of scoring. The over is 27-11 in the last 38 home games for the Detroit Pistons, and it's 13-3 in their last 16 as a home underdog between a half-point and +5, whereas the Suns, the over's cashed in 7 of their last 9 games overall, and 4-0 in their last 4 games in a row as well on the road. So go ahead and take over 204. Last one I have for you is the late game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets. The Rockets come in as a 12-point favorite, total of 208 points, and after their game last night against the Atlanta Hawks, a good win in Atlanta, now they have to go into Houston to play the Rockets, and I think that's probably going to hurt their defense a lot this tonight here, as more than it's already this season. The Lakers are one of the worst defensive teams in the entire NBA, going up actually against one of the best defensive teams in the NBA so far, but I think the Rockets here against this weak LA defense will likely be able to get some points on the board, probably get the Lakers some points on the board as well. And at 208.5, I think the over here actually is a pretty good play considering the Rockets defense, despite the Rockets defense, Lakers have cashed the over in 8 of their last 10 games overall, and in 5 road games in a row as well. So I'm going to go with over here on this one, 208.5. Add that to over 204 between the Suns and the Pistons, under 194 between the Grizzlies and the Raptors. Best of luck to you on those. Make sure you check out some of my other plays here later this week, including my Thursday NBA parlay tomorrow. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.